I'm Max Lopez, and this is the Blue Wave. So, we've heard a lot of talk in the recent days following this second apparent assassination attempt against Donald Trump about rhetoric from the left wing that has been increasing political violence in this country. But Mikey Sherrill, Democratic lawmaker from New Jersey, has some really good points pointing out that it's in fact the right wing that has increased political violence through their rhetoric time and time and time again. And these attempts on Donald Trump's life is a direct result of them increasing the temperature in many, many cases. So let's look at this article here. It's from NJ.com. It says, NJ Democrat ignites right wing by saying assassination attempts stem from GOP rhetoric and availability of assault rifles. Mikey Sherrill tore into Republicans as many of them blamed Democrats for rhetoric for the second assassination attempt on former President Trump. CNN's Jim Acosta on Monday asked Sherrill whether the protection around the former president needs to change in the wake of the latest incident. She suggested that the attempted assassination attempt stemmed from the GOP's rhetoric and the availability of assault rifles in this country. This really seems to be the confluence of two very bad things going on in the Republican Party. On one side, the attempts to divide, to enrage the population, to put out false rumors and misinformation. We know the mayor in Springfield is begging the Republican Party to stop with the false information on immigrants. They have portions of the town on lockdown at this point, and an increase in all of the partisanship and fear-mongering that's going on. And then on the other side, we have this complete availability of assault rifles too. It seems almost anyone who wants to have access. So how did this man who already had some convictions for barricading himself with the weapon have access to weapons of war that I was trained on when I was in the military? Very, very good questions. It's the left wing, it's the Democrats who have attempted to restrict the public's access to weapons of war. And the most significant progress in which was made back in 1994 with Bill Clinton, assault rifle ban that was implemented and later rescinded by George W. Bush's administration. That was the most gun control we've ever had in this country. And guess what? Violent shootings went down in the period when that law was active. Now, I have a few things lined up here to show you that illustrates that the right wing, time and time and time again, have done nothing to lower the temperature and lower the rhetoric to make this country a more peaceful, more safer place. So let's check out some of these examples. Got an Axios article here. It says, the Times, Trump has advocated for violence. Recent revelations that former President Trump allegedly called for protesters gathered outside the White House in 2020 to be shot are part of a pattern calling for violence that the 45th president followed throughout his years of office. So here's some examples here. July 2017, during a speech to law enforcement officers in Long Island, New York, Trump seemingly encouraged police officers to be rough with people they were arresting. Per ABC News, please don't be too nice, he told the audience. August 2017, in the aftermath of the white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, Trump failed to unequivocally condemn the violence and said many sides were to blame, failing to distinguish between those who participated in the Unite the Right rally and those who showed up in opposition to it. October 2018, when speaking at a Montana campaign rally, Trump publicly praised Montana's then Representative Greg Gianforte, the state's current governor, for previously assaulting a reporter. Any guy that can do a body slam, he is my type, Trump said. October 2019, a New York Times report outlined various strategies Trump had allegedly deliberated to keep migrants away from the U.S. southern border, including a water-filled trench with snakes or alligators and shooting migrants in the legs to slow them down. May 2020, Trump used violent rhetoric when referring to protests in Minneapolis in the wake of George Floyd's killing, tweeting, "When the looting starts, the shooting starts." The phrase has a racist history going back to police brutality against Black Americans in the 1960s, per the New York Times. June 2020, we're still going here. Trump threatened to use the U.S. military to quell Black Lives Matter protests across the country. If a city or state refuses to take the actions necessary to defend the life and property of their residents, then I will deploy the United States military and quickly solve the problem for them. August 2020, Trump expressed interest in sending the National Guard to Portland, Oregon to confront protesters. We could fix Portland in, I would say, 45 minutes, Trump said. September 2020, Trump lauded law enforcement officers for killing Michael Forrest Ryanhell, a self-described Antifa member suspected of killing a right-wing activist the previous month. That's the way it has to be. There has to be retribution. September 2020, when offered the chance to unequivocally condemn white supremacist violence during the first presidential debate, Trump failed to do so, instead telling the far-right Proud Boys that they should stand back and stand by. And finally, January 2021, at a rally preceding the January 6th Capitol riot, Trump repeated false claims that the 2020 election had been stolen and told reporters, "We're going to walk down to the Capitol," adding that "you'll never take back our country with weakness." Now, got some more examples here for you. Trump says, "We'll hunt you." Trump MAGA supporters' violent rhetoric isn't a glitch, it's a feature. In the daily haze of news surrounding convicted felon and presumptive GOP presidential nominee Donald Trump, the voice of his supporters are often lost, overwhelmed by the sheer volume of their icons babbling. So let's listen to a few of those voices. Last week, a Fort Worth man was charged with threatening an FBI agent who is reportedly involved in the federal gun case against Hunter Biden. The son of President Joe Biden was convicted on 3 gun charges, but the Texas man, 43-year-old Timothy Mueller, was apparently unsatisfied, leaving a voice message on an FBI agent's phone falsely claiming, according to the charging document, "You covered up child pornography." Trumpian rhetoric, "We'll slaughter you like the traitorous dogs you are." According to the criminal complaint, Mueller said Trump will win the election, and then we're going to go through the FBI and just start throwing explicitives into jail. Or you can steal another election and the guns will come out and we'll hunt you explicitives down and slaughter you like a traitorous dog you are in your own explicitive homes, in your own explicitive beds. The last thing you'll ever hear are the horrified shrieks of your widow and orphans. And then you know what we're going to do? We're going to slaughter your whole explicitive family. Gosh, that was awful to read. Let's keep going here, shall we? Following the FBI raid of Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in his home state of Florida, Trump supporters were calling for a civil war. Civil War 2.0 just kicked off, one user wrote on Twitter, with another adding, "one step closer to a kinetic civil war." Others said they were ready to take part. "I already bought my own ammo." MAGA, QAnon, and far-right message boards and Telegram channels lit up Monday night with calls for a violent response to what some extremists see as a political attack directed by the Biden administration. "This is how you light the match to a civil war," one user on Twitter wrote in response to the news. Similar rhetoric was shared in far-right channels on Telegram. "Civil war coming to America. There won't be any more elections. A total war on dissidents is about to unfold, not behind closed doors, but blatantly in public," another member wrote in a different far-right channel. "Attacks on Alex Jones, Trump, and Patriot Day defendants are only setting the precedent for the future of us as the only opposition to the deep state." So, yeah, as you can see here, there has not been very much effort in the right wing to tamper down this kind of talk. But now they want to put all the blame on the left for increasing the temperature in this country when it's just simply not true. Got a couple more examples for you here, guys, and we're going to end off with something that I'm sure we all saw unfold live, but sometimes, January 6th is treated like ancient history in this country, when in fact, it was pretty recently. So it kind of got into this a little bit, the Charlottesville car attack, which was where a white supremacist terrorist attack perpetrated on August 12th, 2017, when James Alex Fields Jr. deliberately drove his car into a crowd of people peacefully protesting the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, killing one person and injuring 35. Fields, 20, had previously espoused neo-Nazi and white supremacist beliefs and drove from Ohio to attend the rally. Fields' attack was called an act of domestic terrorism by the mayor of Charlottesville, Virginia Public Safety Secretary, the U.S. Attorney General, and the director of the FBI. Fields was convicted in a state court of first-degree murder of 32-year-old Heather Heyer, 8 counts of malicious wounding and hit and run. So, no shortage of examples here of the right wing increasing the violent rhetoric and increasing the temperature. But last but not least, I'm going to leave you guys off with this footage that should make every American's stomach turn.
Capital. We have a breach of the Capitol! Breach of the Capitol!
This just makes my blood boil, guys, every time I watch this.
We need to hold the doors of the Capitol. I need police support. We lost the line. We lost the line. All MPDs get back! All MPDs get back up to the upper deck! All MPDs get back to the upper deck!
Traitors.
They were peaceful people. These were great people. The crowd was unbelievable. And I mentioned the word love, the love in the air. I've never seen anything like it.
So that's Donald Trump's idea of love in the air and peaceful people battering Capitol police officers in hand-to-hand combat using American flags to combat police officers, Capitol police officers who valiantly defended our democracy on that awful, awful day. And now the right wing wants to turn around and blame or attempt to put all the blame on the left and on the Democrats for these very unfortunate, I will say, very unfortunate assassination attempts against Donald Trump. Please, nobody shoot Donald Trump. Please, please, please do not. Okay? Donald Trump needs to be defeated at the ballot because we don't need to make a martyr out of him. Okay, that's the last thing that we need. I'm glad Donald Trump survived the first assassination attempt. I'm glad that there's no shots fired at him in the second one, and I hope that there are no further attempts on Donald Trump's life. But to turn around and blame the left for what's happening against Donald Trump, we're not going to stand for it because we have watched for years and years and years as the right wing has continually raised the temperature time and time and time again. So that's all I got for you guys in this one. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with somebody who's into politics. It helps YouTube take my channel more seriously and get the word out to more and more people. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. All right, peace.